The system prompts a notification that the demon Lord Bartley has been successfully defeated, gaining him a specific map for a dungeon. Upon seeing this, Cirrus wonders if he should open the map immediately or not, understanding that he needs to think about it carefully. Just then, Bella realizes the awkward position they are in, prompting her to hastily move and apologize. Just as Bella was feeling dejected in the background, Cirrus decided to accept the system's offer and open the map. The system map revealed numerous details, providing a direct path to the boss's room, eliminating the worry of getting lost. Noticing Cirrus celebrating, Bella inquired what he was talking about, wondering if he was seeing something. Cirrus denied it, realizing that only he could see the system. He then offered his hand to help her get up, deciding that it was time for them to leave the place. In a sudden turn of events, Cirrus suddenly reeled from the pain, vomiting a purplish liquid that startled Bella. Multiple purple veins started to pop up from his hand, and in the next moment, he raised his hand in pain as his fingers started to melt. Cirrus started to roll from the pain, resulting in his back receiving some wounds. Because of this, Bella took him in her arms, preventing him from rubbing his back on the ground. She then notices his body being hot, almost as if he had been burned by fire. Not long after, the purple energy from his fingers started to decrease. Upon catching his breath, he informed Bella that it had already stopped. He then started to sit up, informing her that he was already all right. Concerned for his well-being, Bella inquired about his body, wondering why it melted. Slowly recalling the past, he revealed that he was previously poisoned. 6 months ago, the monster attacked the city. During that time, he was several monsters fighting with a hero from the guild. He observed that they seemed to be fighting over a box. As the box got slashed by a monster, a powerful surge of energy was released, and Cirrus was shaken away by their fight into the ruins. The hero noticed the leakage from the box, but in the next instant, blood rain began to fall from the sky. Everyone struggled from the pungent smell, almost causing Cirrus to puke. In the next moment, a cry of pain echoed around as the hero and the monsters started to melt. Still in the pile of rocks, Cirrus did not directly come into contact with the rain of blood. Despite this, he felt his back hurting so much, almost as if it was about to melt. Although not making direct contact, Cirrus unfortunately still got poisoned by smelling the odor. Upon waking up from the hospital, the doctor informed him that he had at most 1 more year to live. Right at that moment, a system notification flashed from his sight, informing him that the blood of the demon god could cure the poison. Not familiar with the system, Cirrus wondered what it was. The system then provided a prompt, offering Cirrus to be binded to it and become a player, allowing him to receive clues on acquiring the blood of the god. Upon accepting the offer, the system informed him about the blood's location, currently in NTR'ed dungeon. He then revealed that he later discovered the antidote method, exactly right at the underground dungeon they are at. Upon being assisted to stand up, Cirrus suggested proceeding to the room containing some clothes and weapons up ahead. In a different area of the dungeon, another group of heroes hesitantly traversed a particular corridor. Just then, one of the heroes accidentally stepped on a trap, but before he could react, a straight laser immediately breached their formation, instantly eliminating one from their group. Tyr, the B-class vice-captain of the group, advised the others not to move, fearing the possibility of triggering another mechanism. To their surprise, even their strongest defender, Claude, had his head easily pierced among their group, leading one to question how they should proceed, while another pointed out their lack of baits. Despite this, one of them insisted on proceeding ahead. Utilizing the old rules, Cirrus, the Crusade squad captain, ordered the guy with the lowest grade to come out. One of the members was thrown out, and with a threatening demeanor, Cirrus ordered him to walk forward and find the correct route. Brandishing his sword, Cirrus reminded him of the consequences of disobeying orders. Taking out a bouncing arrow, the vice-captain interjected, suggesting using it first instead to increase their survival chances. Unexpectedly, the captain destroyed the arrow, much to the low ranker's dismay. He then scolded the vice-captain about his shoddy creations, threatening to take his life if he took out another one again. Turning to the trembling bait, he ordered him to explore the way, even shouting for him to hurry up. Hesitantly, the low ranker started to walk, and as he put pressure on his foot, the man sighed in relief, thanking the god that he didn't set foot on the mechanism but now wondered which step he should take. Noticing this, the captain inquired what he was doodling about, demanding him not to waste everyone's time. With trembling legs, the low ranker took a moment before taking another step, but before he could catch his breath, the captain immediately demanded him to keep going and hurry up. In the low ranker's mind, he figured that he was about to die. With the thought of not wanting to walk burdening him, the low ranker desperately wanted to go back, not wanting to die. But before he could even reach the captain, the unfortunate man was suddenly pierced in the head. One of the heroes noticed that it was an attack from below, leading him to wonder if the mechanism changes the attack location each time. Moreover, the beam of attack always appears suddenly, making it impossible to perceive where it originates from. Despite the recent bait slumping lifelessly to the ground, the captain apathetically demanded the next to come out. Right at that moment, some of the heroes noticed the sudden opening and reported it to the captain. Greeting their sight was Cirrus's face, who wondered why the group ended in this location. One of the members informed the captain that the duo belonged to the decoy team. But to the captain's knowledge, the members of the decoy team should have been eliminated, leading him to wonder if Cirrus disobeyed his orders and escaped to this place. With this knowledge in mind, Cirrus raised a hostile question, asking why he was still alive. Despite the nature of the question, Cirrus only answered with an indifferent look, as if already expecting Cirrus's hostility. The scene then shifted to a day before departure, where Cirrus knelt before a person wielding a sword, pressing for him to explain. This person, being calmed by his companions, is revealed to be none other than Cirrus, who questioned Cirrus on how he was able to know the color of his wife's underwear. Cirrus responded that he was training his instincts for the upcoming battle, allowing him to perceive the color of everything around him. Skeptical about his weird explanation, Cirrus aggressively demanded Cirrus to explain his relationship with his wife, threatening that he would kill him right then and there. One of his companions attempted to calm him down, reasoning that it was illegal to kill people in the city. Right at that moment, Cirrus vehemently defended his integrity, vowing to show the results of his training. In the next moment, Cirrus individually revealed their intimate secrets, with one not wearing anything, Cirrus wearing pink-colored underwear, and the two wearing couple's underwear. With their secrets revealed, one of his comrades encouraged the captain to kill him immediately. However, another one of his comrades disagreed, reasoning that everyone would have unnecessary trouble if his body was found. Faced with this dilemma, the captain asked him for a suggestion. This is when he suggested putting Cirrus on the bait group instead, allowing them to eliminate the need for direct involvement. Returning to the present, Cirrus wondered how he ended up in this situation, circling around just to exchange equipment but ending up encountering the raiding party, ultimately concluding that they got lost. At this moment, the captain then ordered Cirrus to come over. Despite the captain's insistence, the vice captain wondered if Cirrus still wanted the lower-ranking members to walk through the mechanism again. With this thought in mind, the vice captain ordered Cirrus not to move. He then persuaded the captain, reasoning that since they made it there alive, they could just follow their route to avoid the mechanism, removing the need for their members to take the risk. However, Cirrus retorted, pointing out the lack of time due to the dozens of valuable combat members they had already lost just to reach the boss of this C-rank dungeon. He asserted that it was for the sake of the team, asking the vice captain to leave if he didn't like it. He then mentioned Cirrus's intuition training, asking him to use it now to contribute to the team. Not missing the opportunity, Cirrus once again reminded him of the repercussions of disobeying orders. Upon opening the map, Cirrus momentarily marveled at it before Bella asked him not to go. She pointed out the clear issue with the path, suggesting to look for an alternative and find solutions. Confident in his map, Cirrus accepted the captain's order while assuring Bella that he would be fine. As he took his first step, murmurs of surprise permeated among the crowd, noticing his lack of hesitation. One of them wondered if Cirrus was serious, wondering if he was really planning to rely on intuition to predict the mechanism. Unbeknownst to them, the hidden system was actually guiding his path. As Cirrus confidently treaded his path, the spectators observed in disbelief, astonished as he effortlessly traversed the space without triggering any traps. Amazed by his perceived luck, some speculated that he was mere steps away from success. Cirrus then turns to his left, planning to traverse another 2 spaces. His confident move had once again surprised the gathered crowd, remaining glued to his every move. His every step was without any hesitation so far, but one of them still wondered if he was simply just lucky, while another questioned if he knew the path. This question was swiftly dismissed, pointing out that gathering information had already cost them a lot, doubting that such intelligence was accessible to an F-grade hero. He then took a jump, further solidifying their belief that he was relying on luck. Cirrus breathed a sigh of relief, secretly thinking that he almost lost his balance. Cirrus watched him with perplexity, wondering why the mechanism wasn't triggered. The system then guided him to go 5 spaces forward, and Cirrus concluded that he was almost there. One of the heroes watched in amazement, but Cirrus seemed displeased. After further taking another leap, the system finally informed him that he had arrived, right in front of the captain at that. Not triggering a single mechanism and arriving unharmed, the others wondered if it was simply his luck or if it was really his intuition at play. Addressing Cirrus insisted that it was the result of his training, asserting that he and Cirrus's wife were innocent. Despite this, Cirrus brandished his sword, remaining skeptical of his claims and placing it all on Cirrus's luck. Figuring that he would eventually run out of it sooner or later, he ordered Cirrus to lead the way from there on. Moments later, after helping the group pass through the traps, Cirrus noticed mushrooms on the ground. When consumed by monsters, this kale mushroom increases their stamina and relieves soreness. However, if humans consume it, it may cause diarrhea. Wondering if Yud was hungry, he concluded that it may be good to pick some mushrooms for her to eat. He noticed the delicious smell of the mushrooms but decided not to eat them since he's a human. Just then, Cirrus questioned Cirrus about what he had grabbed in his hand. Cirrus responded that it was a mushroom, and Cirrus immediately took it from his hand before putting it in his mouth. He lectured him for wanting to eat it, pointing out that after conquering the dungeon, all of its resources would belong to the Heroes Guild and to his squad. He also told him that he was not qualified to steal without authorization, ordering him to get to the front. In response, Cirrus reassured him that they could proceed directly as there were no traps beyond the door. However, Cirrus demanded that he open the door instead. Cirrus let out a sound of dissatisfaction, to which Cirrus questioned, asserting that he wouldn't let his team members with combat value take the risk. He then ordered him to stop nagging and open the door quickly. As Cirrus complied, Cirrus notified and ordered everyone to stay alert. Amidst this intense atmosphere, Cirrus wondered what was wrong with his grumbling stomach. With a strong push, Cirrus then opened the door, revealing its massive size. The heroes braced themselves, primed for any imminent threat to spring forth from the shadows. Yet, amidst the tension, Cirrus's expression betrayed a different kind of discomfort, his face contorted with a tightness akin to his clenched butthole. Meanwhile, from the ranks behind Cirrus, another hero wrinkled their nose, puzzled by the foul odor wafting through the air. As Cirrus ventured alone through the doorway, Cirrus couldn't help but inquire about the situation inside. Internally, he grappled with the pressure building within him, silently cursing the timing of his unsettled stomach. In a sudden epiphany, Cirrus attributed the discomfort to the mushroom he had hastily consumed earlier, realizing with a sinking feeling that any sudden movement might result in an unfortunate leak. Just then, with a mischievous smile, Cirrus contradicted his previous claim, responding that from his observation, there were actually traps everywhere in the area. Without waiting for a reaction, Cirrus dashed forward with urgency, defying Cirrus's command to refrain from running and to slow down. Instead, he urged his teammates to follow along and match his pace. Confusion rippled through the ranks of heroes as they questioned the sudden urgency. One speculated if there was a threat looming behind them, but another swiftly dismissed the notion, asserting that such a possibility seemed unlikely. Amidst the tension, Cirrus's expression contorted as he noticed his butthole losing its grip. In the next moment, the vice captain covered his nose, immediately suspecting the release of poison. Echoing his distress, another hero acknowledged the pungent odor, while yet another puzzled over its strangely familiar scent. Flushed with embarrassment, Cirrus silenced their chatter with a demand to press onward, using the excuse that they might get poisoned. As the group took a moment to rest, Cirrus called Cirrus's attention, who questioned what it was. With a hostile expression, Cirrus questioned if Cirrus was aware of the properties of those mushrooms, asking if he did it on purpose. Cirrus immediately denied any knowledge, feigning wonder if there was something wrong with the mushrooms. Hiding his foul secret, Cirrus reluctantly responded that there was nothing amiss. With genuine intention, one of the heroes offered Cirrus a seat, only to be kicked by him in anger, ordering everyone to keep moving forward. He then returned his attention to Cirrus, threatening that he would be killed if he ever tried running again, to which Cirrus nervously acknowledged. Continuing their exploration, Cirrus advised them not to put their feet on the tile, the sleeping monster unaware of their presence. As they ventured deeper into the dungeon, Cirrus noticed the system's warning about the stalagmite above, recognizing it as a trap. Meanwhile, Cirrus noted the absence of both mechanisms and monsters the further they went. Not a single trap sprung, nor did they encounter any creatures along the way. He couldn't shake the suspicion that perhaps Cirrus had traversed these corridors previously. Yet, he quickly dismissed the thought, considering that Cirrus would have likely fallen prey to the formidable D-level monster near the entrance, let alone making it to their current location. Cirrus then mentioned that they were nearing the chamber of the dungeon's big boss. Upon hearing this, Cirrus contemplated ending Cirrus now that they had reached their destination, regardless of Cirrus's luck or any other factor. With his plan forming, Cirrus noticed the looming stalagmite above. Channeling his aura around his sword, he executed a precise yet discreet slash, causing the stalagmite to collapse. As he pondered a plausible excuse for the incident, a colossal scorpion-like tail burst through the ceiling, attacking the culprit and hurling him aside. A monstrous creature emerged, causing the ceiling to crumble and separating Cirrus from the group. Trapped behind the debris, Cirrus resigned himself to his fate, enveloped in despair. Yet, amidst his hopelessness, a voice startled him from behind, questioning the presence of a human in the dungeon. Emerging from the shadows, a female figure revealed herself to be a demon, her disdain evident in her words.